Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when and where you're listening to this. Guess what? This is Coffee with Kevin. And my coffee today is a good day for a good day. Today's always a good day for a good day. So here's my coffee. And cheers to you, whether you have a nice hot cup of coffee, hot cup of tea, or whatever it is you're drinking this morning. Cheers to you. Mm. And I, of course, am Kevin Martin, a hypnotherapist, author, coach, all sorts of wonderful things that I love to do to be able to help other people. And it is the Christmas season. I've got the background for it, I've got the shirt for it. I am all ready for Christmas. And of course, it's all about coffee beans, too. There's the coffee. Well, good morning, everyone. Again, afternoon or evening, depending on where and when you're listening to this. Not everybody listens to this live, but it's nice to be here. Guess what? It's that time of the year. And just a couple of days, it's going to be Christmas. Yes, it seems like just yesterday was Thanksgiving. And just before that was 4th of July. This year has flown by. And I talk about that almost every week because I am surprised looking at the date every single week and seeing where we are. And things are getting busy. I was up really nice and early this morning, figured I'd have everything ready. And of course, we talked about that discipline thing. We talked about that last week. I'm still not there yet. But of course, this morning was even more important. I spent a lot of time finally getting to converse with my daughter, Laurie, over text. And I just love that. And we're able to, she doesn't get back right away. I'll text and then 10 minutes later, usually she gets back. Sometimes it's instantly. But, it took a good deal of the morning and then thinking about and processing gifts that we need to get out and stuff like that. So that was the important thing because it is the season, and it's a season about family, of course, first. And it's a season about, how your love is affecting yourself and the people around you. And that's what I was working on, and that's what my wife and I were working on this morning, is really making sure that the people around us, most importantly, our kids, are being served right. So yeah, and I got a nice surprise this morning. I got a surprise that my daughter will be in Florida around Christmas time. So there's more than likely chances we'll be seeing her. So yeah, this tis the season, right? Tis the season. Today is the 23rd. 23rd, I'm checking. It's the 23rd. 23rd of December. And here we are. Let me just check for this day in history because I didn't check ahead of time. And I will tell you a few things about this day in history because I like to do that. And the biggest thing in this day in history, there was no big thing in this day in history, I guess. As far as historical events, as far as anything else, I can't find them easily. Usually it's in big letters. It says, hey, this day in history, this happened. And the incident at the Yellow House with Vincent van Gogh. There is something that went on this day in history. I'm not seeing too much to be noted today on this day in history. So let's just say this day in history is Christmas Eve. And that's what we're going for. It's the eve of Christmas Eve. So if you celebrate on Christmas Eve, what do you do on Christmas Eve? Maybe it's getting ready for the celebrations. Maybe it's cooking. Maybe you're finishing up work. You're going to get as much done as possibly you can. And so you can take Christmas Eve off. And for those of us that have to work Christmas Eve, thank you. Because most of the time you're serving the rest of us that are last minute shoppers or doing things at last minute or need help at the last minute. So I thank you for doing that. I've been one of those working on Christmas Eve in the past, getting all my work done and hopefully getting out early out of work. But not always. We don't. Not all of us are fortunate to be able to even do that. So it is. It is wonderful. Now I'm looking for what the national days are today. Today is National Roots Day. You know, if you're looking up your own roots, to nowadays, it's a lot different than it was 20, 30 years ago. Nowadays, it's my roots. Let's go to DNA. Let's go get my DNA. It's also National News Day. Don't ask me what that is, but it's also Festivus. Festivus, yes. Bagels, no. It's Festivus. So happy Festivus to the best of us. So those are the national days today. This National News Day looks like it's a German spice cookie. So if you have German spice cookies, or you know a bakery that serves German spice cookies, it's time to go. Santa's preparing his sleigh today. He does this 2 days early. I thought he does this like I do in the last 5 minutes before he needs to go. But Santa's a lot like me. Santa's disciplined. Santa's disciplined. He knows what he's got to do all year round, and he makes the best of it, like we all should. Even in structure, even in discipline, we can make the best of it and enjoy. So let's all make the best of it. Whether you're a late starter like I am, or whether you've already got everything done and you're all ready to go, make the best of it. Make the best of it. So it's Christmas, and I have some quotes, but aside of the quotes, before the quotes, let's talk about what Christmas is. For me, growing up Catholic in Christmas is all about the birth of Christ. Christmas is all about the birth of Christ and being thankful for this wonderful gift that we as humans have been given. And I love that. And I used to think, well, Christmas is also commercialized and everybody celebrates Christmas, whether they believe it or not, which I used to think wasn't a good thing, but it is a good thing. Maybe not the commercialization, but the fact that people see Christmas as a time to get together with family, as a time to actually be generous to others, to be able to show that our love for others by giving gifts, whether they're a big gift or a small gift, it doesn't matter. Christmas is a time where you see more smiles around than any other time of the year. Christmas is the time you hear more laughing around than any other time of the year. And so your faith, your belief doesn't matter. Christmas as a holiday, not a holy day, Christmas as a holiday has been a good thing for humanity. You'll get these people who, yeah, maybe they have it in their belief system, but they don't show it all year round until Christmas. Whether you like that or not, it's wonderful that they show it on Christmas. It's wonderful that Christmas is a time for everyone. And indeed, whether your faith is Christian or not, Christmas is a time that impacts us, usually in a very good way. So I love the fact that Christmas is kind of a gift, that kind of gift to us and for us. Let's take a look at some of the quotes I do have for Christmas. The first one is Christmas is not as much about opening our presents as it is about opening our hearts. Christmas is not as much about opening our presents, which as a little kid, that's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Presents under the tree. What does Santa bring us? But as an adult, it's about opening our hearts. It's about reaching out to people that you normally wouldn't reach out to. This year, I have a friend that's coming over that's all alone. Not many people down here in Florida because he's a fairly new transplant. And reaching out to him, and I reached out to someone else who I know who is all alone, and she is actually perfectly content. She knows what she wants, and she has a lot of pets, and she does pet sitting, and she wants to stay home with the pets and enjoy that. And if that's what she wants, that's fine. But I reached out, and it felt good to reach out, and she felt that it was good to reach out. And my other friend, I reached out and probably coming over for dinner, and that'll be wonderful. It'll be wonderful for him, and it'll be wonderful for us too, to be able to share our dinner when we were just going to be us two by ourselves. So that's going to be wonderful. So it's about opening your hearts, and you should open your hearts. Christmas. Christmas waves a magic wand, and I've always thought of Christmas as magical. So it waves a magic wand over this world, and behold, everything is softer and more beautiful. And I've always felt that way. It's magical. And yeah, we went out to a mall the other day, just 2 days ago. So we're right before Christmas. Believe it or not, outdoor mall. It's in Florida, and believe it or not, and I'm sure you believe it, it was packed. It was packed, and there was people moving around, and it was hard to get through some areas and stuff like that. And it felt a little stressful, but most of the people I saw there were laughing and talking and just having a good time being with their friends and our family. That's that magical wand. That's that magical wand. I didn't see anyone too stressed out there at all. Even though some of the places there were long lines to Nike. I was wondering what the sale was. I didn't see anything in the window except holiday sale, and yet there was over 50 people in line to get in the store. And saying, "Oh my goodness!" But they all looked happy. They all looked happy. The best of all gifts around the Christmas tree is the presence of happy family, all wrapped up in each other. I love that. The best of all gifts around the Christmas tree is the presence of happy family, all wrapped up in each other. And that really truly is a gift. I have many memories of when I was a kid. I was just remembering a few of them. We used to go to my cousins. There'd be three of us. I had two siblings, my older brother and sister. And then we go to my cousin's house. They had 5 children there, a couple of them around my age. And we just and it was magical. It was magical. And when I was a little older, I'd go to my mother's cousin's house or aunt's house. I can't remember. So it was an older family that lived there, but they hosted all of my cousins in the Martin family, and we went there for years. Even when I was married, I was bringing my girlfriend and then bringing my wife, and we had such a good time. But then when we had children, with our children, our 3 children, those times around the Christmas tree as well, it was all about family. Yes, I wanted to surprise my children and get them the best things, get them the things that were so exciting. But it was all about having family there. And that's what the magic of Christmas is. You don't have to be stressed if you don't have much to give. It's yourself, it's your heart. That's what you have to give. Christmas isn't a season, it's a feeling. That's that love, that's that being together. Now, I know family is a wonderful thing, but it can also be a stressful thing. Because as we grow up, we sometimes divide up for one reason or another. And Christmas is the great excuse to get rid of those divisions. Christmas is the great excuse to feel that family unity again. Peace on earth will come to stay when we live Christmas every day. I like this one. I like this one. It was poetic, but it's beautiful. So again, Christmas is a feeling. It's just not a day or a holiday. It's a feeling. And if we can live this feeling every day, being excited to be with others, being excited to be generous to others, giving of ourselves, it's a wonderful thing. Got a couple more people in here. Antonio, speaking of family, my son, good morning. Heard you were on a nice. I was on a nice list. That's always good. I haven't been always on the nice list. Best Christmas I ever had was waking up every year with my family. Nothing will ever beat it. Thank you, Tony. Thank you. That is so sweet and so make me feeling so good. Thank you. I love you. All right. Now for our next one. Is blessed is the season which engages the whole world in a conspiracy of love. In this age of conspiracy theories, wouldn't it be nice to have a nice positive conspiracy theory saying, hey, Christmas is all about spreading love? Someone created Christmas so that we'd spread love. It's tricking us. It's making us think it's a nice time to receive gifts. It maybe give some, but no, it's all about spreading love. That's terrible. Someone tricked us into it. That's a conspiracy theory I want. That's a conspiracy I love. Is Christmas is a conspiracy of love. I already said it's not a season, it's not a day, it's a feeling, and that feeling is love. And like my son said, it was the best time being together, waking up together. It was awesome. The joy, through the joy of brightening other lives, becomes for us the magic of the holidays. And it truly is magic when we can reach out, when we brighten others' lives, when we can help out. I told you a few weeks ago when I went out to with a friend to actually feed the hungry, feed the poor. We made 100 meals. We brought 40 to a mission, our church. It was a mission, and I got to meet a few people on their bikes, a few homeless people on their bikes coming in to get their meals, and I got to brighten a few people's hearts. I give away this little Jesus, so I was giving a little Jesus to them, and shook their hand, greeted them, said hello, and the smiles on their faces. And then the other people who were living on the ground, who were living in the woods, they'd come out because it was the time, and they had such smiles on their faces because they were receiving probably the only food that they've had in days. And it was heartbreaking and heartwarming at the same time to reach out and give some of myself to do that, and to see these people that do this week upon week upon week, to do anything and everything they can, and to sacrifice. The one lady that runs the organization, that runs the charity, she sacrificed her whole house to this. You walk in her house and there's everything there, racks and racks of food items, and 5 or 6 refrigerators and freezers that were dedicated just to the charity, and clothing and everything else. And then she told me, I also have 2 storage bins somewhere filled with clothing. And so, yeah, it was warmed my heart to see that there are people like that there are people that care so much, that sacrifice so much for what they care about. That's really what the season is all about. It's all about brightening the lives, bringing light into the lives of others. And it's just, I've said this before, and it's as simple as just a big smile and a greeting to strangers that you're passing by. If you're out shopping, bring that smile to the others that are going by you. Say, hey, Merry Christmas. Thanks. It's wonderful to do that. And sometimes, and in some cases, you'll lighten their day for the first time. You'll change their daily life. And sometimes we do some things we don't even know the impact that they'll have. And sometimes the impact will be so tremendous. It will change the destination of their lives. Maybe it's a little more than just, a smile or saying hello. But you never know. You never know. We were in a breakfast place a couple of weeks ago, and there was this older man, and he had a Korean War hat on, and like we always do, we went over and said thank you for your service. But he's by himself, but he was so happy. He knew everybody in there, and my wife said, "Yeah, let's pay for his breakfast. Let's pay for his breakfast," and we did. Paid for his breakfast, and didn't tell him. The waitress would tell him, but he didn't know us. We didn't know him. And I was thinking, well, wouldn't it be nice if, he knew who we were so he could thank us if he wanted to? And I said, no, let's do this without knowing. It's not an easy thing to do sometimes, is to give anonymously. But especially when it's so easy to give, knowing that I could have went over and say, hey, I want to thank you for your service and I'm buying you breakfast. I could have done that. But we did it anonymously, and it's really, really cool. And it's been done for us in the past. And so we wanted to do it for others. You can do things like that, and it will change the trajectory of that person's day usually. Now, this person looked happy already. It was infectious enough that we just said, okay, we want to do something for this person. He seems to be spreading the joy and happiness just by talking to people. And we wanted to do it for him. But it doesn't matter what you do. It is the season. Bring some of that joy. Get some of that joy if you need to get it from somewhere. And then pass it along. That's the season we're in. I want to wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas. You see my Santa on that side and my reindeer on that side. I use the same figure so I can figure it out. They're happy. I want you to be happy. I want you to have an incredible, fantastic day and an incredible Christmas. Whether you're formally celebrating it or whether it's just the day with all the people around you celebrating, I want you to have a fantastic Christmas. And I know it's in your power, and you know it's in your power to make today, this week, this season as incredible as possible. Remember, you're not in control over what's happening outside of you. You're not in control of the weather. You're not in control of what people are doing and saying. You're not in control of the economy. But one thing you are in control of is how you feel and how you react. You want to feel good about something? You're probably saying, Kevin, I'm feeling depressed. How am I in control of that? I can't help it. Start thinking about the happy things. Give it some thought with a pen and paper about the good things that have happened to you in your life. That's a gratitude list, by the way. And go to those few things that you can remember clearly. Go back to them as if it's happening now. You'll find that joy. It'll come into your body. It'll come into your mind. We all have control over our feelings. We just don't all know it. All right, my friends. Merry Christmas. I'll see you before the new year. So I don't have to wish you a happy new year, but have a wonderful Christmas, a wonderful holiday weekend this weekend. I wish you the best. Bye-bye.